started. Let's open up Kick and Twitch. Check that everything is good. All right. Hello, everyone. We will continue doing the same thing. Yeah, as always, trying to fix up a lot of JavaScript problems. And today we are going actually to tackle kind of like senior to, or medium to senior, maybe something like that. Yeah. And let's see how it goes. Yep. So I'm waiting for some people to join, and then we start. So I have everything open, also the chats for everything, so I can follow up with all your questions. And let's start from there. All right. So today I think we are going to kind of like talk about some JavaScript problems that I faced before and like, I don't know, like sometimes you have these like JavaScript enigmas or questions that you will face up in middle to senior maybe questions or interviews, and therefore we're going to try to solve them right now. Yeah, and maybe we go through them again and try actually to explain them as well. All right, so let me actually prepare some of the stuff that I already have. So let's try to do the first one, which is maybe the longest subscript without repeating characters. That's one that you will always face. So basically you will have input like this one here, and you need to say what is the longest one, and that will be ABC, right? Yeah, should be. And that's it. And now we can create maybe a function to prepare for this. So longest substring. I cannot create that for sure. Then I'll return true for now and wait for people to join. Why is that? Because we didn't do a CLG, and that will be longest of. Let me copy this one here. Maybe around that. Find that. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, okay. So we will start with this one here. Okay, let's see if anybody joins and actually commented. Good content, bro. Thank you, mate. Yeah, thank you a lot. I'm trying my best, kind of. Yeah. Yesterday we aimed for 150 viewers, but not so many joins. So today, hopefully, we get that number. I know it's a Sunday, so hopefully we have some people joining that are interested in this, and we can continue doing this. Nice. Okay. Any questions though before we start? Maybe. What are you creating, brother? Always the same questions. What I'm trying to do is actually to tackle some of the problems in JavaScript, like that I faced maybe in interviews or whatever, and yeah, trying to solve as much as any and answer also some of the questions. Some of them are general questions, some of them are interesting questions that are about interviews, maybe coding languages like JavaScript, TypeScript, and so on. And yeah, like what I'm trying to do in general is just to speak about coding, and hopefully I can help you out with that. How are you then? I'm good. Someone asked about C++ and buffer overflows. I don't work with C++, but yeah, sadly. Yeah, we have some Spanish reviewers on Kick, which is really fun because I don't speak Spanish, but hopefully they can understand what I'm saying and follow up. Fabian asked, how do you think about Python as a first language? I think you are doing the right choice for you to have actually Python as your first language, because it is one of the easy language to practice, as it has a lot of syntactic sugar and a lot of prototypal functions to use. I always say this, why? Because Python has, like, for example, array.sum, which is a function that is actually there for you whenever you want to use it. On the other side, we don't have that in JavaScript, because sometimes you have to do a reduce function that gives you a current and accumulator, or actually the opposite, accumulator and a current, to actually count out this stuff. And yeah, I mean, Python will be always the best language that you will start with, as it's syntactically easier. Yeah. Have you ever worked with AI, or do you have knowledge of C# and Unity? I worked with AI a lot, especially like when actually ChatGPT became a thing, like 2 years to 3 years ago. We knew that we should hop on that and actually try something. And I did like similar app to ChatGPT, actually, where you can prompt an AI. I was working on the Claude AI team at that time, and I did the React interface. So I worked with kind of like the APIs that they provide, and I tried to actually seamlessly integrate them for the best front end that you can have. Yeah, that's it. And C# and Unity, I know that's more of gaming. If you are more into gaming, like Fortnite or whatever, and you want to actually use C#, then yeah, why not? I mean, it is one of the things that you will be able to master very quickly, especially that there is a lot of things that you can apply to see, like working and moving in front of you with the y-axis, z-axis, x-axis, and stuff like that. So I think Unity was really like a banger when it came out. I used it even in 2013 or something like that, and it was really amazing. Everybody was trying to master it, and the moment you master it, you feel like it's power. And right now there is Unreal Engine, you can use C++, you can use C#, I think also. But yeah, now it's more artistic. I think you can buy assets ready for you to make your own game, which became like very easy to use. Yeah. Do you use Dart? I honestly don't use but JavaScript lately for the last, I'd say, 5 years, but I used a bit of Python and a bit of I even touched like small languages like Lua and assembly and stuff, trying to learn a lot of things about computers. But I would say C++ and C and Dart and all of these, I'm not really the guy to ask about. But yeah, I respect everyone who uses that, because I feel like they are more kind of harder than what I'm doing. What do you think of Flutter? I think Flutter is actually one of the most used ones now that I see in LinkedIn sometimes when it comes to mobile development. And I can say one thing, that if you are sticking to mobile development, try Flutter and React Native. Try them both. Maybe you will find something in one of the two, and you will be able to actually master one framework. But overall, I wish that you learn the algorithmics better and know what you're building, and maybe architecturally know how to deploy your app. These are also topics that you need to know, and you need also to master probably. Still writing code, everyone else is using AI for such tasks. Yeah, Jesse, I mean, we are trying to teach people how to use JavaScript, so why not, man? Like, why should I be using AI for certain tasks that we can actually think and discuss together on the live stream? For everybody new here, please follow and please join us. We are streaming every day, trying to fix a problem every day. We are actually also pushing our code to GitHub, so if you want to see it, and we are moving through. I'm actually a bit sick, like literally, that's why I'm doing like easy stuff now. But I think that in the future we will have apps to build from 0 to 100, and let's see how it goes. I have one advice that helped me out personally, and I'm actually answering Fabian here. I think I always had that imposter syndrome, when you feel like, oh shit, like I'm not learning anything, I'm not good at anything, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Even though that I'm a senior developer now, I work at Adobe, one of the biggest companies. I also work at other companies in Germany right now, and and I see myself as a contributor to code more than just going like 9 to 5. And still I have that imposter problem, and I still ask myself questions that I shouldn't ask. So go step by step. Never like hustle a lot of problems, and never hop from one place to another trying to learn how to code. On the other hand, just pick one thing, keep learning it. When you feel like you mastered it, move on. Move on, because literally you don't have to do it again and again and again. Just move on, take another thing. For example, for us on the React right now, there is this stack query, and there is this stack router, right? We still have the other like React router installed in our apps. Basically, if your app is before 2020 and you are maintaining it, you will not wake up someday and say, hey, I will install stack router, even though that stack router is better, right? So it is just, you learn something, you keep like refactoring it, you keep managing to actually create nice util function that you can use with your code. The moment your boss says, hey, we need to jump from, let's say, create React app to Vite, which are two different bundlers now, you would feel okay with that big task, because you can touch 300 files to change something like that. So you will feel literally okay with doing such a challenge. Why? Because simply you try to learn many of the stuff on the way while you are trying to become better at coding. So keep learning, keep trying new stuff. That's what I can say. That's my best advice. And I think I don't want you to buy my course, or I tell you go buy Front-End Masters or buy my course to become better. I don't have even a course. I don't have anything online. I just want to have fun and talk to people about code. I actually answered this. I work at Adobe and SFC, which is another company as well. Are you working on your own project? Yes, I have my own projects and I'm working on that as well. Word to Screen ask, what are you coding right now? I just started live streaming actually just 12 minutes ago. So we still didn't do anything. I'm answering a few of the questions and then moving on to create a longest substring function just to explain to some of the guys how to use the sets. With what framework do you work? I work with React. Oh, we have a retired programmer. I'm a retired PL programmer. Do you always write so many comments? That's true. Yeah, I do write so many comments, or I have the habit actually to write literal function names. So for example, I think I have something like array without duplicate or something like that. So basically, if I am doing like that, like a function that returns array without duplicate, I will literally call it like this, without duplicate, just because I know that this will make me not forget when I come back to the code what I wrote. But otherwise, I write a lot of comments. And here, as you see, I have the habit to actually set it to do, because if I do F and then F again, and then I have NeoVim here, by the way, and then I press T, I will have all my to-do lists basically here, which I can go back and edit and do. Yeah. Let's see what we have also here. Okay, so Fabian said, how can I get close to learning Python? Should I start with watching videos or not? There's two types of people. Me, one of them. The last book that I read was like when I was 7 years old. It's called Le Petit Prince. It's like The Little Prince. Everybody knows this book. And honestly, I don't like reading. So I am the kind of guy who goes and watch something. It's up to you. Don't stick to what other people say. Create your path. Make a fool of yourself. Just go through wherever you feel best for you and move on. It's like a preference. It's not like something that you can get from someone and go with. But for me, it's videos. Go to Coursera, go to YouTube, go to Front-End Masters. That's if you want to learn React or JavaScript. Yeah. No videos. I think videos are good. Yeah. For me, at least. Do you plan this session? I don't plan anything, honestly. I just live stream and I start doing whatever. But yeah, I let the chat plan for me. Actually, I let always the chat plan for me, and that's why whenever chat actually supposedly they say, hey, we want to create a React app, tomorrow you'll find me doing that. Is not really needed with AI, at least for basic. True, yeah, but look, everybody's saying this, like, oh, AI is not needed, like if AI is there, then no coders are needed. But there is always a customer. This is what, at least my view for this, there's always a customer that wants personalized things. If you talk to AI about personalized things, as if you are talking to a machine about feelings, right? Sometimes if you sit down to a ChatGPT and say, hey, what do you think, blue or orange? He will give you two codes, basically blue and orange, and tell you choose, because you are the one to choose at the end. So if you don't know architecturally what to use, you will go to ChatGPT and ask him, hey, how can I deploy my app? He will tell you, use PM2. Okay, no Jenkins, no whatever. What about if your app is like 10,000 people logged in? PM2 will help you? I don't know, maybe not, right? So maybe you need the watchers, you need some tests, you need some Cypress tests, Playwright, or whatever, right? So deployment becomes like a question to AI. It didn't master it that much. I feel like there's areas where it mastered it, like create me an index HTML with some CSS. Yes, it will do perfect and even better than me. But let's be serious. Like things like AI won't take your job. AI will probably make your job faster. That's it. Yeah. A lot of comments, so let me just pick them one by one. I don't want to skip any. Are jobs for programming really payable? So in terms of salaries, yes. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, IT basically is the most paid high job after, I think, medical stuff like surgeon or whatever. And also it depends. If you have your own business and like making pizzas or whatever, for sure you will have your own customers, and then it depends on your network. But IT still is like the minimum thing that you can get, like a nail on a wall as a job, and say, hey, I get paid 90 to 100k a year just because I am a good programmer. Yeah. Jesse, man, like how old are these people on your team? When I joined my first team, everybody was 40. I was 21, for example, right? Like you are comparing 19 years of experience to 1 or to 0, basically. So why should you have that imposter syndrome? Keep going. I mean, centralize yourself on something. You know what I do sometimes is like working on stuff like Tmux or like I have here like some of the stuff that I configured myself. Let me actually do some Tmux sessions. That's really good that we mentioned that. I will call this main, I will create another one, I will call this dev, I will call the whole thing dev session, and I will store it so we can get back to it later. So I can switch now. You cannot see it, but I can do this, for example. Yeah, this is my configuration. So what I did, I went and I learned a lot about Linux and Lua and stuff like that, and I started making my configuration for certain stuff like plugins and stuff like that. You end up like doing stuff like these and be like, hey, can I work on my own plugin for commenting or whatever. So these kind of stuff, yeah. And here I can jump between terminals and stuff like that. Even though that I'm front-end developer, I know a lot about, for example, there is this exa thingy that you can call to know how many files you have, and then you call ls, and then you configure it in your fish file. So then you can have them actually very beautiful with these icons and stuff like that. And when you select, you can yank, you can copy and paste and stuff like that. So these are stuff that are geeky kind of like, and you only get these stuff to your stack when you learn about computers, right? And the thing about computers, and why I'm mentioning this, is that these people that you tell that they are better than you, they are not actually better than you. They are just more experienced than you, and at some point you will be the same. Yeah. Do you have knowledge of the functional of Cloud AI? Does it public models? Actually, no. Cloud AI, I think it's more of networking AI. It just does Google search better than you. And that's why Microsoft is actually good at this, because they have Bing, you know, and Bing is connected to a Cloud AI. Yeah. What do you think about using AI for coding like Line? I mean, I use AI also sometimes, but I used what is the Microsoft one called? Copilot. Yeah. So that one is good for me, at least I use it mostly. Yeah. Do you plan these sessions? As I said, no. What's your tech stack? That's a good question. I do MERN stack usually, but lately I've been doing everything. But yeah, the main one is the MERN stack. Basically React and Express on the back end, Node, whatever, Prisma. If you think about it, I think I am more close to the T3 stack, which is the one from the Theo guy. Yeah. So TRPC, Prisma, Next.js, and a bit of MongoDB sometimes, and Tailwind. What code language do you use? I use JavaScript. Do you use React? Yes, I do. Charble ask. DeepSea I just installed. I mean, DeepSea is a very interesting one. I think DeepSea is DeepSeek. I see DeepSea. You wrote DeepSea. Yeah, DeepSeek is one of the best, I think, AI to get introduced in the last few months. I mean, I really like the Chinese. Sometimes you just be like, oh my gosh, buy a Tesla, and then BYD came in and reinvented the whole thing. And Volkswagen even had problems now in the East and China and Dubai and all these places. They cannot sell their cars anymore because they are not appealing to the Chinese community or to the Japanese community. They can just go there and buy a car that looks like a Porsche, and it's even better than Tesla 100%. So depends, right? I mean, with advancement of AI, your question again. Sorry, I think your question is not complete. AI is perfect in finding the type on my code. Yeah, it is. Man, learn coding from scratch and then make yourself faster with AI prompts. Why should it be this or that? Why should it be both? Yeah, you start with the basics and then you move on, right? Do you have knowledge of the inner function of Cloud AI? I answered that, I think. Bro, can you answer my question? What use React Native? Do you recommend it for mobile apps? Yes, I recommend React Native mostly for mobile app, because with this Ionic thingy, you will be able actually to extract, or maybe to kind of deploy your app later to iOS and Android, and you don't have to learn one or both, or maybe use Flask or whatever, or use Flutter or anything you want. But the thing is with React Native that it's like multi-deployment oriented, kind of like you can deploy wherever you want. I don't use Flutter, sadly. Important is not to use Microsoft. Why is that? Do you use Terraform? Not really, but it's a good one. I mean, I think I said Porsche and then some guy. I work at Porsche and we're far better than the Chinese alternative. I mean, yes, I maybe I'm playing not on my field right now, but you know better, I think. But what I'm saying is just the quality when it comes to also the quantity of what you can have and also the price. Then the Chinese will always have the best kind of field in that, or the best case. Because I saw a BYD car in Germany once, and I really felt like, wow, like what the hell? Like, at least if you are saying I'm doing an electric car, and this is what I hate about BMW, why should you just put me like a 15-inch by, I don't know, 20, like a very small screen, and say, now you can focus here and program all of this? Put a fucking, I don't know, a 65 LCD inside the car if you can. Make it bigger, make it like invest more for my money, and that's what I meant by that. Yeah, that may be true for Volkswagen. Yeah, I mean, also Porsche has its own kind of people, and they are rich. I mean, I know a lot of my friends who bought the 911, and they always say, hey, this is a really cool car, but I wish if I can have the GT3 RS, or what is it called. And if you go seek that, you won't find it. You need to have someone in Porsche to get you that, actually. And it's very hard to find such a car, and very hard to the point that you cannot get it at all. I mean, which is really interesting. Yeah. So they have their community, and if you want to be one of them, you need to be really known, or at least from where I live. Yeah. Okay, what coding language do you use? I use JavaScript. Can you show an example of React Native code where you fetch local files with Android assets? I don't have an example, but let me actually look for that, and I will get back to you. Maybe message me on, maybe message me, and I will look into it. Yeah. Hey Leon, thank you mate. Nice to see you as well. Can you also do Python? Yeah, I do Python sometimes, but today let's focus on JavaScript. All right, less talking now and more of doing. And let me just let you know what we are going to build today. I mean, I picked up some of the questions that you can get asked as a medium engineer in a very kind of like normal interview when you go for a JavaScript interview. And one of them is like, they say to you, hey, can you, like, before even you start talking about your stack or whatever, you would say to yourself, hey, what kind of maybe tricks or JavaScript problems that I should learn before I go to an interview. Usually you don't have like a certain thing to learn before you go. Just, you know, more about apps, the stack that you're doing very well, architectural maybe decision that you took before. Maybe you have good stories about how you had conflicts before in your code and you tried to solve them. Also, you need to show that you love what you're doing. I'm answering also the question about do you love your career. You need to show a passion for coding as well, because we always want someone who joins that have a passion for what he's doing. So whenever there is a problem, he doesn't say, oh, I don't know it, therefore I don't solve it. It will be like, yeah, I never saw it before, but I will try maybe to find a solution for that. So one of the problems that you can get are very simple problems. Even before you start talking in an interview, they ask you, hey, can you solve two problems, just simple ones for JavaScript or whatever, or Python, with whatever language you choose. And these problems are like the ones that we're gonna solve right now. One of them is the longest substring without repeating characters. I faced this, I think, twice in 2 different interviews, and I was like, okay, then this question is not really a question that you should solve once and forget about. Maybe I need to understand how can I solve it the fastest, so I can actually be more relevant and maybe more appealing to them to hire me later or something like that. So yeah, people are asking for font. I think this is called nerd fonts. You can Google that and you will find it. So here we have like this AB, this basically string that you need actually to find the longest string before it just gets rerounded or recalled with the same characters again. So the longest one should be ABC, but how can you actually attach that, or or how can you program that or do the function, right? So in terms to do that, actually, you need to learn how sets work. And sets actually always accept a unique character, which means that if you append to a set wherever you have always, you will reach a point where you cannot add anymore because it's a duplicate. Therefore, you know you reach the longest, right? And that's what we're going to use today for this. And yeah, and let's do it. This for sure you can do it with AI. It will be kind of like, I don't know, like very easy. But for me, I am going actually just to do it right now without. Okay, so the thing is now, what you need to do actually is always that you know what is on your left as a character, so you know that if you are repeating the characters again or not. So you can start here saying, oops, I did a mistake. So CC for going there. Then I will do let, maybe left, it's fine. And then that left needs to be, for example, the index of wherever you start, and it will be always 0, kind of. Yeah. And then therefore we also will have max length, maybe. Yeah. And therefore you know what is the longest here, right? And then you will give it 0 as well. So now we start with these 3 and the set and the left and the max length, and we try here to comment this return true, because we're not returning true now, we are returning actually the string at the end, and we try to solve that. All right, so JavaScript and Python look kind of similar. Yeah, they all look similar, especially lately, because if you have a very appealing language like Python, and then you know JavaScript, that people actually jump into Python to do certain stuff, then the Python ECMAScript, the new update for Python, or for JavaScript, sorry, will be a bit closer syntactically to Python, so we look not that far from it, and also we look that cool kind of at the same time. It is not easy. JavaScript is one of the languages that is not typed. So basically, if I say constant array equals something, equal an array, and then I can append a string to that array and it still works, right? And that is wrong, because typed language Java is more into what is a type that you're appending to that variable or whatever that value. So then you need to know what you're doing. And if you, for example, use a value and then you use a string method with it in Java, but that value is actually an array, that will throw an error directly. In JavaScript, no, it will actually try to parse it into a string maybe. If it can, then it will continue, right? Some guys are now asking fantasy questions. Do you believe that Terminators will soon be here with the help of multiple AI technologies? I think not, because you are now understanding then the AI wrongly, because AI is just so many trained models that look at certain nodes or codes and then became good at it. It's not that the AI thinks on itself. Actually, most of the AIs right now are better than you at searching code via the internet. So don't confuse it. I mean, don't confuse that AI is actually a brain somewhere sticking and thinking about how can I actually get over the word and have everything. And that's it, yeah. Okay, I'm in third year. David said he's in third year of software engineering, and I have doubts about what I can do and if I enjoy it. I mean, yeah, I feel you there. I've been in your shoes, and I think it's not really that easy to also say that I'm a good software engineer, especially if you are a student like I was. I was a student and I was working not in software at that time to make a quick buck to pay for school. So I was doing restaurants, and I was doing, I don't know, like learning how to become a better Uber instead of focusing on my career. And then at the end, when I got my diploma, I felt like, okay, I did the minimum to get my diploma, therefore I'm not a good engineer. What I had to do is actually to sit down after I got my diploma, to sit down and actually think about how can I become a better engineer, right? At that time, it was really easy to sit down and do nothing because I had my parents who supported me and stuff like that. So I sat down for like 6 months, tried to learn as much as I can from JavaScript, even though that at that moment I should have went to kind of like find jobs, right? And I saw loads of my friends who found jobs at that time. And that didn't bug me much because I was like dreaming it. I was like, okay, if I do it right now, and if I do it correctly, then I can aim for Netflix as a company, or Google, or Adobe, or whatever. And I ended up in Adobe at the end, which is really funny. But it took me around 1 year of continuous work, and that's why I'm saying this. It's just that everybody starts from zero, and it's not that you get a diploma so you're the best engineer. No, it's not. And even though if you don't have a diploma, you're not the best engineer still. But you should work for it, and then you become a software developer that can actually understand algorithms and stuff like that. If you can understand algorithms and you are a gymnast or whatever, then why not to try it? Maybe you can get better at it. So we are in a time right now where we don't need diplomas to do anything, which is correct. So at this moment, rather focus on what is better, right? Not have that imposter syndrome. Oh, I am bad. don't really know how to code. Focus on what's best too. What can I give, or what I can invest as time to learn how to like flip a tree, or basically learn how to use a set or a map or whatever. Okay, tomorrow I will add event listeners. Tomorrow I will learn HTML, CSS. There is a framework called Tailwind. Let me use it. Oh, Bootstrap. Let me use it. React icons. Let me use it. Okay, now it moves like that. That's how it was for me, and I don't want really to say to anyone, don't do it. You're just, I don't know, like you can say to someone, hey, your IQ level is too low to do this. But you cannot do that, especially for web dev. It's like same as being same as being good at swimming is the same as being a good engineer with JavaScript, for example. It's just that you try every day, and you will feel like someday you will dive, and then I don't know, you feel like you risk your life, but then you won't risk it anyway because you are learning how to be good at swimming every day, even if you are a good diver. So that's it. I mean, keep going, guys. Keep going. Don't ask these questions, or don't be in that situation at all. Some guy asked if he needs a Python teacher. I'm here to teach JavaScript, so you can join our live to learn JavaScript. But Python, actually, I might help you with referring you to someone else, so DM me for that. Yes, Python is a good way to start with development. Python is the best way to start with development, if I can say it correctly. You have all these prototypal functions. Go for it. Go for Python. Learn Python. It's the easiest, and then move on. Yeah. You know why? Because then you can branch out very easy. If you are good with Python, then you would say, okay, I will become a Python backend developer. You can do that. Or you can say, hey, I may actually learn how to scrape websites and become a CAO manager or something like that. Oh, I will learn now how to become good with data and use Python packages for scraping data and putting them into models and graphs with Apex charts or whatever. And then you have to become like whatever you want at the very shortest time, because then you will know with Python, with these prototypal functions like that are available for you, you will know your way easier, kind of, rather than learning JavaScript and then knowing that you will be only on the web development part of the word and not in the backend. Before it wasn't, but now with Express, with Node.js, it became like a possibility. But still, JavaScript is more a front-end used language than backend. Most of the banks in the world, they don't even use it for the backend. I actually never saw a bank that uses a JavaScript for their backend. Yeah. I didn't mean that those Terminators are thinking like in the movies. No. Okay, some guys still. Okay. Yeah, then let me know what you thought. Yes, so David, you said that you're having side jobs. Try to limit that time maybe and learn more about your future and what you want to do, and maybe specialize. I don't know, like 2 hours a day will be enough for you to become good. At least when you finish on your 4th year, I think you will have a really good idea of what you're going to do. Sir, can you use Python perfectly, or do you know the most? I don't use Python much, actually. Do you like Android foreground services and services in overall? I think they complicated things. Wow. Okay. Android. I programmed with Java a bit, right? And I used Android Studio for building some of the fragments for certain apps, but it's not my cup of tea. Honestly, it's not, and I don't really think that it's a good thing for me, because you need always hardware to become good at this stuff, and hardware that is really viable to see, kind of like if you put it into multiple like devices. Before, there wasn't actually the possibility that you will see it on multiple monitors because the CPU wasn't that hard. So we had to actually test with real phones. So at that time I was like, okay, I won't do this anymore. But then it became so much better, and I know that it's really better now. So maybe, I don't know. Software development school and just started JavaScript. That's cool. I mean, what school are you at? Zola Balas? I don't know how to say your name. Nothing prepares you for that mess. Elephant, you are right. Python is good to start automation as well, mate, with Selenium or with Playwright. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Playwright, actually, I think when it started mostly with JavaScript, which means that things right now in the like software development world are functional programs that are multi-dev kind of oriented. So you can have something that is used for JavaScript, and then you can use it with Java, you can use it with whatever. So that's why Docker is really amazing, because it's kind of like you can encapsulate an app, and then therefore you can then show it to another person, and then he can attach another app to it. And then we have the microservices stuff. And then things became like really complicated lately, that you can now even use React with PHP or PHP with React inside the React app. And the user won't know which part is which, kind of. Yeah, sometimes the PHP is the backend for sure, but you can still do like blades or whatever with Laravel, or what the hell is that, and then create a React app that is like half of the screen is React app, half the screen is Laravel, and nobody will know. Was it easy for you to get a programming job? I feel frustrated that companies doesn't need a lot of devs. Maybe the scale of the companies that you're searching is different than mine, and also it depends on where you live. I live in Munich, Germany, and there's a lot of companies that use React happily, and therefore I feel like, okay, I feel like good with that. But mostly, yeah, you need to also know that you can work remotely, and if you have a good passport or you can travel, try it out. Maybe go for bigger companies. Do you have done any coding on AI, blockchain, or both? I did on blockchain once. It wasn't a really good experience, because my app at the time was kind of like protecting people from drainers and from people that are bad, kind of. So it wasn't really that helpful, especially that I don't know a lot about security. So I have to ask a lot of people about wallets and stuff like that and how they work. And I ended up good understanding myself, but not as an architectural decision wise. So I quit that. Yeah, but it was like a personal project. Joseph said he did a 1 year coding class but never found a job. Okay, you tried, right? And how was your experience with trying for a job? Maybe you can share something with us. Sir, can you use Python perfectly or do you know the most? I think this guy asked the same question, and I don't really use Python that much. I don't. Yeah, but he said then, saying to Joseph, do not give up whatever happens. That's really good. Yeah. It's not Python, sorry. This is JavaScript, sorry. Yeah. The best thing you can do is code at school and in your free time. Yes, so Kent said that. I mean, it's correct. If you work mostly in your free time, that's a really good thing. Free time means that you are into what you're doing. If you actually get your free time to do something like coding, then you're a geek. You are going to do it. I mean, you are going to do it 100%. So I put my free time into video games before. I played I think 300 hours of Valorant or even more, like 600 hours in the last 2 years. And before that, especially with Corona times, with Counter-Strike and stuff like that, when we had nothing to do, I was literally playing. I think I logged out of some games, these like Battle Royale games, like with 1,600 hours after a year of gaming. And if I invested like time in learning at that time, I think even though that I'm good with coding right now, that's the point, right? If I just put my efforts into coding, I think I would have done wonders, because then if that at that moment I had a job and happily they paid us during that time, so I lost nothing. But it's always a question, right? What if, right? So the good thing about free time is that if you free your time to do something like coding, really you're into it, and then don't lose passion. Try as much as you can to actually become good at it, because that's good. That's how you do it, right? As a computer engineer dropout, I don't know how you guys do it, because this shit is my worst nightmare. Freedom for all. I mean, yeah, it depends, right? So for me, I can tell you guys that the last year I've been really into coding. Why? Because I had a kid, for example. Because the moment you see your kid for the first time and you say to yourself, hey, I'm a father now, things change. And that's the point where you'll be like, okay, less games. I have all consoles in the world. I have everything in my house. I have a PS5, Xbox, whatever, name it, Nintendo Switch, Wii U, whatever. Like any console, I can now reach my drawer and bring you one. And I played last year, maybe, I don't know, only FIFA sometimes with the friends, but I lost that passion. And I say, okay, the kid is better to to have $1 million when he is 18. I need to work my ass off. Yeah. So that's how kind of like that's a push, right? And for the dropouts right there, and who commented that she dropped out or he dropped out, I think it depends, right? It depends on your motives. If you are really a good networking person and you know people and you're good, wealthy maybe, and you can open a restaurant and I don't know, do whatever you want, then why you code, right? Like I was in a position where I had a job interview about being a trainer, coding trainer, right? And the guy told me, hey, do you agree to travel every day to a new place? It can be today for the UK, for 3 days, teach in the UK, and then tomorrow I'm in Paris, teaching I'm in Paris, and then I'm going to Moscow, teaching there, and then I go to China, teach there, and I go to Istanbul, teach there. You know what I said? No. Why? Because I thought that will keep me away from coding. You see that the problem here is what you want, right? And I literally ask myself, what the hell is that? I mean, why did I do that? Why did I actually said no to a job like that? And then it came up to my mind that I thought at the time that if I get away from the keyboard and keep traveling and stuff like, and it's all paid, right, from the company, then I will become a bad coder and a bad engineer. No, because I have time to travel, and I also have time whenever I'm alone, or I have 1 week, I think, in the month where I don't travel, and I can stay home. And 1 week is too much. I mean, I can, in 40 hours every day, 8 hours for 5 days, I can learn everything that I missed out on these 3 weeks and move on, right? And I don't have to be working 9 to 5 to actually be good at it. So I learned the lesson, right? I learned that what I'm doing is wrong. Yeah. So use it to learn, not to write code. Yes, that's correct. So do you use AI to code sometimes? Could you explain how coding works so beginners can understand it? Okay, Matrix Bible. Right now we will try to solve this problem about the long substring thingy, and therefore you will understand how it works, right? For my followers on Twitch, thank you for joining. I'm not streaming only on TikTok, by the way. I have a Twitch account, also a Kick account, so you can follow me there. Just the same name. It's called Async Stack. And please follow or subscribe if you can. That would be also appreciated. It will push me forward to actually gain more and be better at this, right? So actually my next goal, I have only 1 subscriber on TikTok. That's a pity, but the thing is that I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm also streaming every day. So if you want to learn something here, I will be happy to teach you. And if you are actually looking for Telegram groups or stuff like that, I might do one, but I don't have one now. I have Discord though, but TikTok doesn't let me to actually comment with links, right? So I don't know how can I do that. My Discord is called Spaghetti Code. It's called Spaghetti Code, literally, and it's one of the Discord channels where I also talk about internships, and for people actually that want to have internships and in Adobe or in my own company, so I can help them then have internships in coding, in basically programming. All right, let's solve this problem then. So here what we're gonna do actually is we're going to check for each time that we are looking into the strings, if there is a string that is long enough that it's not repeatable, so it's not getting repeated, then therefore we store that string and we say to ourselves, yeah, we will check its right and its left, and if it's actually not repeating, then I will append its length until we know exactly what to do. So how to do that? Actually, at the end we need always to know that we will return the max length. So here we know that we will return the max length. Therefore here we need a for loop. So here with my LSP I can just do a for snippet like that, and it will have always right, okay, and it will start from 0, and that right needs to be always less than s of length. So s here is the string that you pass it, and then you do like right plus plus, right? So here we are just, if you want to say it, it's just that you're going to move through the string each time and starting from the right. So you start with 2 pointers going right and left until you know exactly if something is repeatable or not. Yeah, I mean here we can do a while snippet, and for the while part you need to have kind of like a condition, right? So you would say that set of you know that set only accepts unique values. So what you're going to do here is going to set.has, right? And you replace this with, let me think what we can do in this case. See inside that, oops, I did a mistake. See inside word, and here I think it will be this of right. So if the set has the string of right, then therefore you should delete the string left. Okay, therefore s dot delete, I think that should be it, but I called it set, right? I will do it and see if it works and then explain it to you, because I think I am really picking up a bit of a complicated problem here. And yeah, people still asking question. Please ask all your question while I'm solving this, so then when I finish I can answer all your questions, right? Let me think. For let right of 0, right is less than length, right plus plus, so we are moving actually from left to right. If the set has that string of right, so basically if the set which accepts only unique values have that string, then please delete it from. Okay. I got it. Yeah, so here you just append to the set. If you know that it has that string, then you start a new, basically you delete the left part. So here, yes, you need to do left plus plus each time. Then therefore I think the only thing is left is to do the adding if you don't go into this. Yeah, set dot add s of right, and then we can exit that for loop, or should we be also inside that for loop? Okay, now I don't think that it should be a problem. Max length should be always equal to actually we need to know left minus right plus 1 probably for that to be correct. And then it should be math. I'm not sure about this one, but I'm just thinking, or math.max in this case. Should be the maximum between the max length and the right minus left plus 1. Yeah, so here it should be okay, so ff, and then this one should be max between the max length and the right and left. I think this should be solving it, and we should test it actually. Let me do that. Am I on the correct one? cd challenge without chat, and then node challenge. Yeah, it logged 3, which is correct for ABC. Okay, I think it's working fine, but I'm not really confident with the solution. Yeah, therefore I'm not gonna actually, I'm going to explain it, but I'm not going to recommend it, kind of. Yeah, so let me read some of the questions. Oh my god, so many people who joined. We have 86 viewers on TikTok alone. I'm glad I got into coding, so I can learn even extra. That's good. Yeah. How do you have at Twitch the same view as here? Do you have on Twitch the same? Not really. On Twitch, I'm really new. I started my Twitch channel like a week ago. So literally, let me check. Not so many actually. Not so many. I have 2. I have 2 right now. Yeah. Are right and left the same values always? No. Actually, the left will be added up only if you have a right. If you checked and you have the right value that is different than left, so they will be always like one is bigger than the other. So then you do right minus left plus 1 for like how many characters that you countered that are different. No, this is actually JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript. What is C line? Oh, you mean C as a language, or is it called C line? I'm not sure. Guys, what are you doing? We are actually coding JavaScript right now and trying to kind of like do some lead code. Yeah, please DM me for Discord and I will send it to everyone who's interested. Let's be there. If you are interested in what I'm doing and you really like what I'm doing and want to be there here and always want to have kind of like
chat notifications or even chat with me whenever I'm free, please DM me and I will send you Discord channel. Yeah. No, I meant the same perspective, or do people see more from your desktop setup? Yeah, you are correct, Leon. They see the full screen basically. Yeah, I can actually share Discord link on Twitch, but not on TikTok for some reason. It doesn't let me do that. I think there's a policy for that. Let me just copy that. I sent it to my friend today, so I should have it. Yeah. For everybody who is in Twitch, I will just send you the link. Yeah, that's it. Please join. Yeah, stress-free page, he said. I've always wanted to learn JavaScript. That's nice. I mean, please feel free to join us and to always be in our live streams, and I will actually share with you a lot about JavaScript. Nice. You know what? Let me just free my time right now. We will not code anymore. We'll just answer questions. So this is going to be a QA session, right? So let's go. QA people. All right, please share this live stream with all your friends who is interested. And is there a share button? I'm not sure. Yeah, I see. For example, here there's someone who shared the live. So please share and please let people know and that I actually stream every day. Yeah. What do you think about using JS for scripting and automation? Also algorithms. I really already learned JS. Okay, so let me explain to you how this works. For JavaScript, there is always packages that you can use, and these packages are made by other people that you can install via npm. There is packages that are connected to scraping kind of algorithms or maybe engines that you can use, and they work a lot. I have a scraping algorithm that I created with JavaScript for scraping codes of GitHub, and it's really good. Sometimes I want to scrape a code that is integrated, like that has, for example, an API key for OpenAI. So it's kind of stealing. It's bad, but sometimes if I cannot work or my like key needs some time to be prepared and I need to use one very fast from someone else, I just use that app. But it's really bad thing to do. I think that app, I should have even talked about it. Yeah. Please, what can we do with JS besides web dev? We can do backend development, and it's still considered as a web development because these are SSR components that are ready for you to fire through the server. But as I was talking, you can do a lot of wonders, man. Can't ask if I'm using NeoVim or Vim. I'm using NeoVim and Vim. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. A lot of people that are interested in coding. I didn't think even for a while that that my live streams will become really popular. The thing is that I was thinking that people are not really interested in coding that much, but if you are a niche, then yeah, for sure people will join. Matilda asks, what's the best language for the first coder? It's Python, usually Python. Even though that I'm not a Python developer, Python or JavaScript. I would say if you need me to teach you something, I will teach you JavaScript for sure. But if you want to start from zero, do Python. Yeah, you can do Twitch chat without. I think you mean the stream chat or what exactly? I don't understand. Thank you, Spec said. Keep it going. I will, mate. Assembly best language. This guy is now started with the jokes. Assembly is one of the hardest languages ever. It just basically you are writing computer code that only the computer understands. Toxic said that he said, please teach me. By the way, bros, I actually had a teaching career, so I teach people. What I usually do, I have a group of people that I can actually put into the same like Meet or so, whatever, like Google Meet, and then we start learning like JavaScript stuff. I used like literally to take a very like small amount for this, like 20 euros per hour or something like that. But the thing is that I did it and it takes a lot of time, so that's why I'm not taking like single students one by one. I do like groups sometimes, and that's even better because some people ask some interesting questions that you won't hear one-to-one. You only hear whenever you are in a group.
I used to do that, but I'm not doing it anymore. I think even if you just hop into the live right now and start to learn like this, you will be able to learn a lot. A sign up and pop-up comes up every time I will send a message. Is that correct? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you need to follow up. What is the pop-up about? Maybe you can let me know. I do assembly and ladder also for PLCs. I just learned JS basically. I didn't give it more. Yeah, I mean, you seem like one of the people who are interested in computers more than code. So I think if you are, then yeah, assembly will be really good for you. And then do JS just for front end. Oh wow, on Kick I think there's something. Yep, I really hate the part of Kick. They have really a good platform, but it's a bit beta for me, kind of like it breaks a lot. Yeah. All right, forget about that. I'll just listen to TikTok right now. All right, I think we answered a lot of questions of you guys. Thank you all for the followers. I really appreciate it. Zaref said, what is this for? My live streams basically are just live streams to teach people how to use JavaScript and also to answer some of the questions. So if you see on my screen right there, we are actually solving some of the questions that you may get into an interview actually. Yeah. And Swag said, hey, I follow you, I want to learn. Thank you a lot. Thanks everyone who followed. Where will I find you? Everywhere, on Twitch, on here, on also on Discord. So you know what, for everyone who's interested in Discord and watching the live stream, please DM me right now the word Discord on TikTok and I will send you the link. I will send the link to everyone who's interested. That would be really great. Yeah. And also I'm aiming to get to the 100 views kind of like at the same time. We did it once or twice, which is really cool. I think I did it on a Monday, which is really surprising. Like on a Saturday, it would be a very low number. On a Monday or a Tuesday, you will have a lot of people. I don't know why, but usually it's just the middle of the week that people are actually joining. Okay, so what should we do now? Answer more questions? JS has very confusing string manipulation. It does, mate. It does. I agree with you. Yeah, CRG asked, yeah, Google Meet. That's where I actually usually do my teaching. I just send emails out, like emails to the people who are interested, and I give them courses there. Yeah. Yeah. Someone on Twitch said, learn JavaScript before it's, I think it's Caden Prog. Learn JavaScript before it's oversaturated. That's correct. I mean, it is already oversaturated. Everybody is trying to do it. Yeah. But usually, yeah, you need just to learn as much as you can, so you become one of the people that are really like there. Like you, when you see their codes, you know, okay, these people know what they're doing, and that's what you want to reach out. Bro, I'm starting Django. Any tips on thoughts? Yeah, you're starting one of the actually frameworks that are good to learn, which is also using Python. So yeah, I mean, yeah, we will talk more about this in the future. I mean, we will do some back-end or front-end development in the future, and it will be really good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested on the link you will send. I mean, I don't want really to start big projects that much without like a good base of viewers, because then that pushes you over and kind of, yeah. And yeah, maybe with Discord, with a bit of pushing out. And also I will share with you on Discord the link to this GitHub repo where I'm storing all these codes that you see on the screen. And that's it. Yeah, so Bo asks, are you coding in VS Code but seems in Terminal, but how it have coloring? Yes, I'm coding on Terminal. It's NeoVim, basically a text editor. that you can do LSPs for. Basically, you install certain plugins that looks like changes the looks of certain codes. And I also, if you actually, funny enough, there is a picture here of a car, and there's a road and a car, so there is a background photo with somewhere over here that you cannot see it. Maybe if you are on Twitch you will see it, and it's just whatever you want to do into NeoVim you can do. So it's custom backgrounds, custom codes, custom LSPs, custom wherever you want. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm really doing. Yeah. Phoenix said, I'm interested on the link you will send. Yes, it's Discord. Basically, you will join there. Let's talk in the chat. Is there jobs for JavaScript developers? Yes, I mean JavaScripts are also front-end and back-end developers, so the numbers of the lines are funny. Yeah, I will explain to you why is that. So if you go down, always you see the lines following up. That's why, because if I do, for example, if I'm here and I want to jump to the const there of the longest substring, I have 13, so I am away from it 13 lines. So I say 13k and I jump there. Now I am 13 line away from the end of the function. Therefore, I can do this. I can do like percentage sign, and it will jump to the closest parenthesis. Or I can say like bracket and then M for the opening, and then I do bracket M again for the other bracket basically, and I do again, and then I will go there. Or you can say open bracket M, and then you will be always on the closing, open bracket and then M, and then you will be on opening again. So kind of like you just get used to this via kind of using NeoVim a lot, kind of. Yeah. Where I don't use modulo to check prime numbers, lol, this is way so inefficient. Actually it's not, it's the opposite. It's totally better. Why? Because here what I'm doing is in the count primes, you mean, right? Yeah, what I'm doing is actually to explain to people to how to use prototype of functions. So basically, and with that example, we tried with this example over there. Actually, I can scroll it 1 second. This one, I will put it on the top. So what we're trying to do with it is actually showing people that an array is actually an object in JavaScript, and everything in JavaScript is an object, which means that doing it like that with a new array of n, I'm just showing people that you can actually create or do an instance of an array using the new array class, right? So that's it. I mean, that's why live streams are different from what you do on YouTube or whatever. It's just that you talk to the people and code at the same time, right? So it is like that. It is just that. and at that time I even forgot what I'm doing. Yeah, for example, I said to them that the prime number starts from the number of 3, right? 1 is not a prime number, 2 is not a prime number. So what came to our mind at that time is that what if we just exit the condition if n is less than 2? Return 0, right? There is no prime numbers at all. So that's how it is. Like, we are communicating and coding at the same time, and that's how you see all these codes on top of my head. It's just because we were communicating while we are doing this. So let's go GG again. There is any job for UX designer? I mean, yeah, UX designers are very welcome, especially in Germany. I see that they are very needed and there is a lack on them. Maybe apply. With backends involved Java Groovy, but I was ignoring JavaScript. I mean, Phoenix, yes. Most of the backend developers that I know, they don't know much of JavaScript. And if they want to work with JavaScript, they work with Angular. Why? Because they say that it's heavily typed, so TypeScript is in it, and it is a must to use it, I think, in Angular. But yeah. We have some other guy actually joining on Twitch, said, hi, what are you working on? We are just lead coding, actually, and also I'm streaming on multiple platforms, so you will see me talking to TikTok as well. I'm good with backend, yeah. So Java and JavaScript are, do you know, actually are complementary, but the thing about JavaScript, do you know, guys, why JavaScript is named JavaScript? Anybody in the chat can say why? I will actually ask you about this. Don't Google, just guess. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna actually respond to some of the questions before we finish. How did you learn coding? I learned it by doing, just doing anything. Yeah. What is your complex or useful project in JS? Oh, this is a good question. I did something in vanilla JavaScript that I still remember to this day, which is to create my own framework, and I was really good at it. If you want a div to become a select box, you call it a div, you just write a div and type to be select box in the class, basically. It becomes a select box. And if you don't even put the value, it will become an empty select box, and then it will ask you. And then I was like, okay, to be tooltip, you will have a tooltip. You go like add the data on it, like the data value. You say data top equal true, means that the tooltip will be on top. Believe me, I created the easiest framework in the world. I still have it. I sometimes laugh at it. I will probably put it on GitHub, but it was the best thing that I ever created. You're not really using your mouse, do you? No, I don't use my mouse. I use only my keyboard. Yes, I do all the work with my keyboard. So, for example, I change terminals like this. You can hear my keyboard. And I go down this, right, left, for example, 13G to go here, GG to go up, like this to go down. For example, if I want to find whatever inside the yeah, okay, I will go up to just explain to you in better. So for example, if I want to go to parentheses, I will go find and then parentheses. I will be here. If I want to edit inside it, I will go change inside W, which is word. So if I write a word, I can go here change inside word and then S again. It will work. If I want to change the whole function inside here, I will go change inside the bracket and it will get empty, right? So that's it. I mean, a lot of things. I'll go like this for opening this, space EE, space EF, space EFS for search on files. I mean, that's what I do. Yeah. I mean, there is a good configuration for lazy envim. You can try it. This is lazy envim or lazy vim. I forgot the name, but yeah. Hope that helps. Yeah. That in computer science class. Do you ever use SQL? Yes, I do use SQL, and I really like it. I used the last SQL. I use SQLite for. Sorry, I hit the mic. I use SQLite for projects like very light projects. Like I built a pizza shop app, and it was really cool pizza shop app, and I really did well with it. And what I wanted at the time to do is just the front end, so I needed just a small backend, so I did SQLite. Yeah, I learned that in computer science. Nice. A lot of people here. Is there any job opening near your remote job? Maybe. Yeah. Daryl, message me if I have something. Give me your CV or something. I will always share. I will always be happy to share. And for everybody interested in this live streams and when they start and all of that, please DM me and I will send you Discord and let's make a community. Let's guys make a community. Let's talk about JavaScript and code and talk every day or whatever. Oh yeah, sure. Let me do that for you. So I will go lazy git. You'll see here that I have a problem here. I think I have node models actually without a file. Okay, let's do that. So here we don't have a git ignore file. We need to create one. It should be git ignore. And then we put that we don't want any node models. So node models should be out of the question, and also git should be out of the question. What else do we want out of the question? That's it. I think that's it. Oops. We save this. Let's go back to the other file. Now it should be. Oops, it still have node models there. I need to unstash this. Git stash. We stashed everything before, so I don't want to do that again. Maybe we need to do something else. I'll just uncomment everything. Yeah, okay. That's better. So now I'll just commit this with, what do we call this, longest string streak. I'll call it with wherever latest, and then I'll push it. All right, so you have this one on my GitHub. DM me for actually sending you the link, because honestly, why I say DM me all the time, because I cannot send links in here. My live stream, my TikTok channel is new, so I cannot really share links. Basically, you have a console in your IDE. Use Chrome for this. No, NeoVim. I am actually coding on the terminal with NeoVim. Yeah. So I have Tmux. Yeah, I didn't talk about Tmux much. Yes. So Tmux is like, okay, I'll show you. You see here. There is like this dev and this main, right? And the whole thing is called dev session, right? So what you will see happening now is that I am changing between main and dev. By the way, these are things that I can name. So this is main 2, for example, it will become that. I can call it main, and the dev session also I can call like dev session, like this, for example. So, and this is the terminal itself. Yeah. So it's just the NeoVim basically. And if I exit, I will be in the terminal. Actually, I will just do NeoVim inside that block, and then it enters with this. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's Vim but NeoVim basically. Yeah, you can message on TikTok. That's fine. Already message you. Nice, mate. Nice. For everyone, I will just share the link with you later. Where do you work? The guy name is God. God asked me, where do you work? You should have known. I work at Adobe, yeah, and also SFC. Do you ever use SQL? Is there any job openings? I will answer you for that. I need your help with C++. How can I contact you? Contact me, DM me here on TikTok. I was trying to implement reactivity with web components without npm. Wait a second, that's a good idea. Why did you do that? TC, what does that mean? Basically, you have a console in your IDE. Yes, I do that. What causes what causes DirectX 12 crashes in code? I have no idea. You mean Call of Duty? I have no idea. Can you tell me what is your GitHub account, and if your JS framework is in a public repo? Yes, my JS framework is on public repo. My GitHub is Ayman Sakoi, as I will just do this now. You can just search the user like this, and it will pop for you. I wrote it in the chat. Can you read my message? Yes, I can. I will do it later. I use NeoVim for this. Yeah, NeoVim. Which software are you using for coding? I use NeoVim again. Are you using Linux? Yes, I'm using WSL, which is what is WSL stand for? Sub Linux system, and then Windows Sub Linux system, maybe something like that. I don't know. Yeah, UG, that's what I'm using, WSL. What tools do you recommend for live code together via URL in VS Code? There is code sharing, live sharing it's called, and it's a plugin it's an extension in VS Code. You can use it. It's a very good extension. Yeah. Nice. Thank you all actually for being here, and thank you all for all the questions. Please follow and sub if you want. That will be really helpful. I really appreciate it. Right now I just moved my mouse and I heard it like logged in. It's I'll write you the software, NVim or NeoVim. Are you American? No, mate. Can you guys guess where I'm from? Usually people are actually guessing wrong, so can everyone in the chat can guess where I'm from? Yeah. If you guess, oh my gosh, my hair is so long. I have like the longest hair ever, so it's kind of like really long. Iran, India, that's good guesses. Australia, good guesses. Spain, good guess. India, I think the closest one is Spain in terms of distance, but it's not Spain. Portugal, you're closer, but not. German, yes, I am in Germany, but I'm not German. Now, Italy is the closest to my country, but I'm not in Europe. Now it's getting close. So I'm not from Europe, right? Originally from Europe. I live in Europe, but I'm not European. So Turkey, no, you are far. But Italy is close to me. And Malta is even closer. Oman, not really. Guys, are you going far? Now that you are playing me. Morocco, you are closer now. But not Morocco. Egypt, you are closer from the other side. What's in the middle of Morocco and Libya is actually the closest. Tunisia. Okay, nice. Tunisia. Tunis. Yeah, I'm from Tunisia. Algeria. Okay, I'm from Tunisia. Yeah, Tunisia. Yeah, so I speak Arabic there. We speak Arabic and Arabic, French. French is like my second language that I ever learned. And also I speak a bit of German and a bit of Russian also. But yeah. What language is that? JavaScript, if you're talking about what else? You guys, your guess is like you could guess where I'm from in just 12 seconds or something. Can I study ethical hacking and get certificate while having a degree of criminology? What is that? Kannst du Deutsch? Ja, ich kann. Do you know Python? Yes, I do Python. But yeah, to answer actually deleted question, no, his name is deleted. I didn't delete any question. Actually, it's a really good question about if you can pursue something that you want to do in terms of different to your job. Yes, JavaScript, you can learn it at midnight, at 1 a.m., at whenever you want. And JavaScript is really good because you can see what you're building. That's why sometimes I say to my Python data scientist friends, hey, what did you create to show? They would say, yeah, I created this algorithm that works with data. But if you don't have data, you cannot show nothing, right? Unless you have real data. And JavaScript is good to learn when it comes to showcasing what you want to show, or your website or whatever like that. So yeah, maybe do that and learn it whenever you're free. You will see the difference very fast, actually. Hi, we have people actually on Kick now. Nice. Please follow. Yeah, let's reach out a better following. I want to learn Python very well and I need a mentor, a close one, please. Yeah, so basically for me, I can throw you to some of my friends who actually, or recommend my friends who are actually good at Python. But for me, it's just JavaScript if you want to learn from me. Yeah. Front-end masters for JavaScript is a really good one. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. What is that because of AI? I don't think coding is dead because of AI. It's like becoming a police. Please recommend some of your friends. Yeah, I will do. Just DM me and I will do that. Yeah. Just one-on-one. I think they won't even charge you much. They will charge you really okay amount. Yeah. Okay. Just Google V0. What do you mean by that? I don't know that. What is that even? You know what I like about TikTok is that the fact that if the more you stay living or live stream in a stream, the more it spreads out to people. So you'll have people now, if you just continue for 1 hour, you will have Japanese people hopping into the stream, which is really cool. I really like that. Oh, and we have a lot of actually first-time chatters on Twitch. Yeah. Really cool. Yeah, in which city of Germany do you live? Do they pay well in Germany? That's like, an okay question to ask. I mean, I live in Munich, that's fine to say, but for salaries, it depends, because now a junior actually is getting paid similar or closer to a senior. Why? Because seniors, if they start right now, they will get paid well, probably over, I don't know, over 100 they can do. But the problem is that with all the problems that happened last year with inflation and stuff like that, the juniors went from like 50 in 2020, like they get paid 50k a year or something. And then 2021 came, and then they get paid 65. A lot of inflation happened, Corona, blah, blah, blah. And then 2023, a lot of things price got high, wars in the world, like grain, Russia and stuff. And then it became like 60 to 70. And then a junior now can ask for 75 and get it, actually. You can get it in Germany, actually. So therefore, a senior will get around 95 to 115 or something like that. That's my aim if I want to change jobs, for example. But for other people, I think it's fine. It can be like around the 65 area when you start, and or the 55 to 65 area. That would be really cool. 60 is 100% you will get it. Yeah. Can't ask, is AI? What does that even mean, mate? Okay, tomorrow we will actually do other problems, like it's not difficult for expats in Germany. I actually think it is difficult, true. I don't have any German friends, for example. Let's say it like that. It's like hard to have friends in Germany if you are not from here, especially if you are me. Like, I'm always a serious face going like this. I always look down, and I work and I drive my car, and I never go outside, just in front of my computer. So it's kind of different, yeah, for sure. You're not social, you won't get any friends, and if you get any friends, it will be always a lot of questions like, where are you from, why are you here, why you are good, why do you have money, why the what. They ask a lot of weird questions, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird living in Germany, in this area where I'm living, or living in Germany in general. It's really hard to be talking about, because each time you talk about it, it's just different from person to another. Yeah, I was answering, you're asking what is V0. Ah, okay. Is AI. Okay, got it. But yeah, let me then go back. Why I don't want, like, Astala said he doesn't want to touch that topic. No, what topic? Okay, I will Google V0. Let's say, what is that? V0 by Versal, this one. Ah, okay. Okay, got it. So this is kind of like an AI that makes projects from Vercel. You know that this gets fed by people who either works at Vercel or actually tick a checkbox for sharing their code to Vercel. So if you don't share your code, it doesn't work anything. Yeah, I heard of this, but I actually didn't use it, and I didn't even know that they changed the name to V0. Yeah, this is really cool. So you just append your project there, import from Figma or clone a screenshot, and then you can get a project even with a Next.js and Chat.cn UI part. Wow, okay, that's really nice. Yeah, now that I answered you, what do you think about that? Yeah, okay, Williams said, what language is that? That's JavaScript. Alright, for everyone who sent me a message, I will check that. And also Boss said he shared his repo. You can just, yeah, say your repo and I will check it. Yeah, maybe when I answer you can write more than 3 messages. Don't say that, come on. Astella saying that there is no more for developers. What do you do though? Are you a developer yourself? Maybe you can share your experience about it with AI. Maybe in your job you felt that kind of like risk. Ionot, I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah, wrong language. You yourself corrected yourself there. Nice. I do C++ and AI is awful at code, so I'm safe. Correct. So at least Kane here does C++ and he's safe. So you see the difference. It's like for me, JavaScript, I'm doomed. I know. It does like ChatGPT does better CSS than me. So Ionut said, "What do you do here?" I just solve really silly questions, interview questions with chat. And we only today solved one, and we switched to QA. So they like, I think, to discuss this with me. So I'm here just to discuss with them whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I do lead code. What do you find exactly hard in learning Python or PHP? Or maybe if I have a problem with AI, I would just change my job to a radio streamer or something like that. I would start reading, I don't know, like like these kind of article you find about kill streaks or people who are wanted that they share their ideas on the net about how they didn't get caught after doing murder. Or I read like murder documentaries and I became an Uber. Okay, TikTok is having a problem with me now. Alright, so TikTok does this thing is whenever you stream for 1 hour and a half, it does ask you if you are a robot or not. At least using the live stream, the live studio TikTok. Yeah, so I will do it. I will change careers and I will become what do you call that? People that just get close to the mic and they start talking, like with a very whispering sound, ASMR or something like that. I will just leave like, "Hello, my friends. Today we are talking about the murder that happened in Japan in Osaka in 1953." Yeah, and sometimes I will just have some issues like, and I will just type on my keyboard to make you sleep. Yeah, maybe like that. Yeah. All right. By the way, I have the kinesis for the keyboard. I have this one, which is the right one like this, and the left one like this. So if you are in Germany and you want to buy one, let me know. Let me know. I can share with you discount codes. Yeah, but it's a bit expensive though. JavaScript ASMR. That could be it. Yeah. I will be doing a new kind of like quality streams with a new description or a new genre, and then I would be the first one to do it. Prompt engineer is the buzzword. What does that even mean? Prompt engineer. You write prompts to ChatGPT and that's it. Ontichita said that he is asking, "What are you doing?" So we are just lead coding. We were lead coding. Now we're just talking. What language is this? JavaScript. How you type all letters with that? It's just, yeah. I got used to it. In a month I got used to it, but now I can say that I'm confident. Yeah. So what I have is that the Windows button is here, Control is here. So whenever I put my hand, I put it like this where my thumb can click on there. I have space, enter, page up and page down here. And then I have kind of like the same, but instead of space, it's the backspace here, right? So this is left, and it's really good because when I put it here, like it goes with your wrist very well. No, Jesus said GS is not a programming language. I agree with you. Okay, I'll change jobs, no problem. Which language do you write? I do TypeScript, JavaScript, whatever. And that's it. Yeah, people are just confused now. HTML is the best language. I agree. HTML. I remember in first year of school, I think, in university, when you ask your friends, "Hey, I mean, you're interested in JavaScript and whatever," you'd be like, "Yeah, I did some HTML, CSS, but never did JavaScript. I would like to learn." So we all started small. So don't try to kind of like show off in the chat. I mean, JavaScript is one of the best languages actually in the world, and I can say why also. I'm streaming with the OBS app for sure. This assembler. Is there an assembler in the chat? Who does assembly here? I mean, what do you mean ask AI? Sure, it's a programming language. Let's ask V0. Is JS a programming language? Probably. I need to sign in. Let's go to ChatGPT. Is JS a programming? Let's hear what he said. Programming language. Yes. JavaScript, short for JS, is a programming language. It's a versatile, high level, and lightweight scripting language. Primarily, it's actually stopped to right now. Primarily used for creating dynamic and interactive features on websites such as animations, form validation, and interactive content. JavaScript can also be used for backend development using Node.js, mobile app development, game development. Oh, game development. This is new. This is, I think, ChatGPT just put there, like put JavaScript in there with game development just to to fool me, you know. It's one of the core technologies of the web alongside HTML. Okay, now it's wrong. It's one of the core technologies of the web alongside HTML and CSS and plays a major role in modern software development. Yeah. Can AI agent take my job? I think not mine. Do you have tips for new students? I do. Just stick to the chat, ask as many questions. I will try to answer them. Linux Bash is best language. I know till now actually people who can still use Bash. I did Bash not so long ago. I had a problem with environment variables. So I hopped into a new project where whenever you ask someone, hey, what is the environment variable for this project in the pipeline? They would say, oh, I don't know. And at that moment I was like, okay, if no one knows, then who does know where the environment variables are? And they have local environment variables, which means that if, for example, if you run all0 on a local environment or keycloak on a local environment, then you will have a link that localhost 7070 port or whatever, and then you can just use that as an environment variable, right? But the problem is that these people didn't know the environment variables that are running in the pipeline and the main app. So what I did something really risky, which is like a bash script that goes into the pipeline whenever you run the pipeline with Cypress tests, whenever you do basically yarn install or something. Before that, I hop with the bash script and I say, hey, please let me know of all the environment variables before you read them. And basically cat all the environment variables. And by cat, I mean I'm just showing to the console what they are. So this is risky, right? I did that. I copied whatever. I run like the develop, the main, and the other branch also. I forgot its name on it, and I copy pasted them. And then I had a bash script that whenever I use Vite, it will just go into all these environment variable, get them all, change their prefix to Vite underscore, and then continue, which was bad, I know, but that's the only way that I could do it. So we have Susie here said jQuery though. jQuery is a framework actually. Is actually for me is kind of like a framework. It's kind of like it can be anything, but not a framework now. But it was one of the biggest kind of like extensions for JavaScript, which means that you can create actually jQuery yourself. So I told a story not so long ago about this, that I actually, whenever I want to make a select box, I went there and I created this script that whenever it sees a class called to be select box, it turns my div into a empty select box, and whatever you put into the data value of that div, it will read as a value. So people were actually very mocking me about this because I recreated jQuery from scratch, kind of like, because I went like to be select box, to be tooltip, to be blah blah blah, to be model, to be a radio button, to be a selector, to be a pod, to be a div, to be, I did them all, right? And then my friend said to me, maybe you need to call this extension to be or not to be, something like that. And it was really funny because that's what I called it, and I will probably share it one day. Game development in GS is just WebGL. True. Yeah, you are right there. Have you heard of neural networks besides ChatGPT? Not really. I'm not following much about that, but you can share with me. Not me reading ACIB. Yeah, I think ACIB is a common word for Italians, which means all cops are bastardos. I don't know if this is very known or not, but if you are following football, you will know it sometimes from the ultras and stuff like that. And I know it also from Italian hooligans and stuff like that. GS is scripting language for web pages, period. Okay, whatever you want to call it. I've tried learning coding, but I honestly don't have the patience for this. Javascript. Yeah, people from Eastern Europe, they say Java because the G is for them is Z-A-E or Y. Code in other language, learn to have fun with it. Yeah, I will do that. I will do Python in the future. What's up with async await? Yeah, async await. I mean, anyway, all in the chat. You need to tell me, is JavaScript asynchronous or an asynchronous language? What did you bro make? I make nothing today. I'm just answering questions, and I just did solve one question on top about substringing. Just try to code the things that come to mind. Yeah, Susie, I agree with you. Yep. Means same in Camda. JavaScript losing types, callback hell, npm chaos, inconsistent browsers, security flaws. Yeah, okay. If Java had a problem, though, everybody will know about it, and also they will solve it only if Oracle has something planned. About JavaScript, if you say that npm is kind of like a problem, what about Yarn? Why npm? What about Bard? What about a million things, right? So always JavaScript is like one of the languages that is open source. So basically, JavaScript doesn't have an HQ, doesn't have a headquarters. Doesn't that remind you of something, maybe like Bitcoin and something like that? So JavaScript is a decentralized language, for me, at that. So if you are not happy with something, take it and build your own plugin and use it. So you're Italian? No, really, but close. You keep guessing. They guessed already where I am from. They can tell you. You can code in Roblox if you like Roblox. You can code in literally anything. True. JavaScript with Y. True. All right, everybody who's new here, you can DM me for the Discord, and we just collect and make we can make like a community and talk about JavaScript all day long. I mean, if you have a headquarters for a language, then you're wrong. You are going in the wrong direction. That's what I meant. So Java, Oracle, let's say, I don't know, Python doesn't, for example, which is really cool. I mean, there is things about JavaScript that I like, which is the freedom, basically. You can use whatever. Yeah, they are all open source, I know, but there is always like someone who controls the thing. Like Go, like what do you mean by Go? Google is there for you. Whenever they just want to make an update, they will make it. If you say things about React, you will say, yeah, Meta, if they want to update it, they will update it. And always they will update it badly. I know about that. But no. JavaScript is not kind of that. So Susie is trying to guess where I'm from. Not really. Keep guessing, guys. Keep guessing. I'm actually close to Italy more than Croatia. But the little that you know, I lived 1 year and a half in Belgrade in Serbia, which is close enough to Croatia. And I once slept in a train and I ended up in Croatia. Imagine. So I was in a train. I was like, okay, I will go there and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere close, like 100 kilometers away from Belgrade. I slept like for 3 hours, wake up, and I found myself in Croatia already. Bro is French. No, I'm not. Mais je peux parler en français comme en français. Yeah. So I speak French, yeah. Comment lisons les croissants, everything, bonjour. German? Not really. I live in Germany though. Yeah, but I'm not German. Guys, come on. Is it that the
audience rotate or something? Is it that 30 people join, we have fun, and then they just go away, and 30 other people come, and we just redo the same problems? I think CRG knows where I'm from, and he's laughing. Kannst du Deutsch? Ja, ich kann. Ich spreche Deutsch. Oh, that's why you were on my FYP. Okay, yeah, maybe you are only also in Germany. That's why you see this. Bro is from India. No, I'm not. But actually, I wish. They're really smart there. Hello, what's up, Larissa? A lot of people joining. That's cool. We are actually talking about Javascript. Sehr gut, also in Germany. Sardinia, very close, but not Sardinia. Go Malta, down. I'm from a country in Northern Africa. Nord de l'Afrique. Be kind, ask what you want to show. We actually were lead coding, and then people started to think about that QA sessions are better than coding, so I started to just answer questions. Morocco, close. Tunisia. Oh, Susie, you know it. Yeah, I'm from Tunisia. Yeah, I am from Tunisia. Abban an Jad, which means from a father to grandfather to everybody before 3,000 years. So yeah, so I'll tell you a story how it started, how I ended up in Germany. Of course, your guest TikTok knows my type. Oh gosh, that's cool. So basically, how I ended up in Germany. So basically, in Tunisia, we study in French, right? Alors là, on parle en français, on fait les études en français, on fait tout en français. So the thing is that you learn French to the core, right? And you don't speak actually anything but French all the school until you are 21. Funny enough, I wasn't interested in French, and I was bad at it. I spoke it a bit, but I was okay with it as a language, basically. And the funny part is that my mother tongue is Arabic, so we are Muslim. We go to the mosque, and we just speak Arabic with each other. But our Arabic is actually a bit Amazigh, so we have a difference in our dialect. Basically, when we say Jib shleka, for example, Jib means get me, and shleka means like literally the sleepers. Yeah. So basically, it's the shleka itself, like the word is from 5,000 years ago language called Amazigh or something. And the funny part about Amazigh, actually, they got everybody on top of them with the history. They got Phoenicians on top. They got then the Romans came in, and that's why we have a lot of also words like Spanish, right? And like Italian words, and we love pasta and we drink beer or all of that. So actually, Tunisia is the second country in the world that uses pasta. So we have like we really feast on pasta, kind of like if you have like two people to eat pasta, they will cook 500 grams of it. That for me alone, I will eat that in 3-4 days in the future, something like that. So then like it's kind of like a profile. Your profile will become like mixed, right? Especially if you are into the internet and you try actually to learn stuff and anyway anything. So my first time to actually exit my country was to go to study, right? And guess of all the world, where do I went? You now can say in the chat, where did I go first year in my university? No, not first year. I had my university between France and Tunisia. That's normal because then I stayed in Tunisia. I did it in a local place called Neapolis or Nabol. It's really known. It's very historical. Neapolis is one of the places that you can find with the words before 3,000 years ago. Carthage and Carthagena, if you know it like that, and Neapolis. These are places where the Roman Empire fought Hannibal and stuff like that. But then guess where I went for masters? Oh gosh, now people just said like, I want to ask that question. I want to answer that, even though that I'm really profound when it comes to religion stuff, but I won't answer a lot of religion questions. I'll answer just the questions that I can answer.
Belgrade, Tunisia, cheap holiday. Yes, it is. It is very cheap, actually. So I went to Russia, Moscow. So the first year of my master degrees, I went to Russia, and I ended up actually speaking Russian. And Russian right now is better than French for me. So when I speak in my head, I speak in Arabic, and then I say to myself, what can I watch, let's say, in series and stuff. And sometimes I open YouTube and I go to Russian shows. And one of the Russian shows that I really liked is about a TV. Actually, it's a TV show where three people, they go investigate if someone is cheating on his wife or not. And I learned Russian via that show. It was really fun for me, like, because always they have to catch the guy or the woman actually cheating on her husband, or the opposite, where the husband is really cool and they just keep following him, trying to do everything to find out if he's cheating or not, and then they find nothing. So yeah, Russian, French, Arabic, and English, and German now. So 5 language, and I'm like, ah. So then when I went to Belgrade for work, because then I finished up with my master's in 2019, and I said to myself, what should I do? The thing that came to my mind at the time is that where should I work? Should I work with the Russians or with the Europeans? Because now I can work in France or I can work in Russia, right? And in my head, it was like, who's better at what I'm doing? I was doing mathematical modeling. I was doing some stuff that are more like less programming and more mathematical analogies and stuff like that. So I ended up accepting the offer from the Russians. You know what the Russians did? They put me as a IT administrator, basically the guy who give you computers, right? When you join the company. And I got like 800 euros as a salary a month. But under the hood, I get paid in Bitcoin. And that was the best thing ever. Like, I got 800 euros in my pocket. I was living in Belgrade. 800 euros in Belgrade is the best, because they sent me there so I can be close to Tunisia, right? And close to Tunisia, because I thought like, okay, Montenegro, Croatia, Belgrade. Okay, I know Croatia very well. I know Montenegro. It's like a bit, like, so many people that don't speak English. Let me go to Belgrade. There is like student life. There is people that I can actually I'm still young, 24 years old when I finished with everything. So I went to Belgrade and I lived the best life ever. I was getting paid like 2,000 to 3,000 euros a month. It was nothing basically, but I kind of like enjoyed life because everything was in Bitcoin, right? So at that time, I was like getting 800 euros. I barely spend it. I go to work and my rent is like 500 euros. Was in the best street of Belgrade, like that. And I was like in a 30-meter square or 50-meter square apartment, and it was the best life ever. And then I was in a party. There was like a lake in Belgrade called the Ada Lake. They called the Ada Lake. And I went there for a party once, and I was partying wherever. And and I met a guy from Netherlands. He told me, interesting. I saw you once, and I was at that time doing a lot of commenting on video games, sometimes on YouTube and stuff like that. And I was into Netflix, video game. Netflix wanted to make video games in late 2019. So then Corona came. They actually stopped that project, and I was on it. So the guy knew me from somewhere. He saw me maybe talking about it on the radio or something like that. And he told me, hey, do you know what? I have a company called, at that time it was a university in Germany, in Munich especially. And he told me, hey, do you want to come work for me? I was like, how much do you pay me? He said, I would pay you 65 a year. In my head, I was like, wait a second. I barely get paid 3,000 a month. So if you multiply that by 12, that's 36,000, right? But if I get 65, now that's the double. But I forgot about the brutto netto thingy, right? In Germany, 65 is nothing, is literally the same or even less. I came here, I was so much disappointed. I came with so much money that I couldn't even spend. I came like bawling. I was like the guy who pays for everyone. Like, you want a car? It's okay, I will lend you a car. and with Bitcoin going up at the time, I was like booming. I was 26 at the time or something like that. I'm like, fuck it, I will make everybody rich.
I had a friend of mine who actually studied with me in school. He was studying in Germany and he still didn't finish, and he finished at 28. At that moment, I had like 4 or 5 years of experience. So yeah, it was a really fun experience. And then I had to pay all my taxes and I lost all my money and I started from zero again. And life goes on, right? And you see me right now, I'm 30 years old. So this story was like literally 4 years ago. And I rebuilt the whole thing again. And I'm really happy. I think the thing is that it's just you learn, right? And my story is not different from anybody. It's just that I'm in Germany. Actually, I'm in tax 6 class or something like that because I have a lot of other things going on in my country and stuff like that, and I kind of make money work. But the thing is that it's really fun life, and I really enjoyed it. And I still did nothing in my in my career, but I really enjoyed it. And right now I will tell you, I make around 95k to 100 a month. No, a year. Sorry, I said a month. Okay, no, please, Finanzamt, don't come for me. A year, but it's not much. Still not much. You net around 5k to 6k. Yeah, I net around 5 to 7. Sometimes 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 6. It depends because I have a kid also and that. Yeah. So yeah, I live in Munich and that's it. That's the whole story. Yeah. Yeah, I pay around 40% or even more, I think. Yeah. Now I'm reading back. Sorry that I didn't look at all the comments. But yeah, it was that everybody's enjoying. Susie said, I'm watching a Russian spy drama right now. So I'm like, nice. Yeah, it is. It is. Bro, give up. The AI will get your job. I mean, I will be like, if you know the Last Samurai story, I will be the last samurai standing. What type of code of this Mac or computer? This is just JavaScript, mate. Yeah. Yeah, but Munich is, look, any place is not for me, to be honest. Any place in the world is not for me. I think I can stay home and make myself very happy with whatever I can do. So for me, I don't have much friends here. I don't have people to connect to. I just do work and go home, and yeah, and I do a lot of activities outside also as well sometimes. Yeah, I can go to gym or whatever, but the people are a bit different here. They just want to focus on one thing or two, and that's it. They don't want to open up sometimes, and it's different. Yeah. Do you recommend any one-year IT house building? I think house buildings are really, really good. I didn't have them, but I think you can pick whatever, and then you can get any job and then switch, because IT is just like whatever you want to do later on. It doesn't depend on what you study. Yeah. I do support football. Yeah, I do like Liverpool a lot. I watch their matches, and I also in Spain I follow like Barca. And in Tunisia, we have 2 clubs very known. Espérance, it's called, which means hope. And the second one is Club Africain, which means like African club. So I am on the African club side, yeah. Almanisierung. Yeah, that's correct. I mean, yeah, it's just Germany. I'm still also bad at language still. I mean, my level is maybe B1 now. I really get used to it, but I still think that I need to work on it more. Want to rate my React? Yes, please. DM me your React projects. I will be able to look at them, and maybe on the live stream tomorrow. I live stream every day. Also, I will share with you my Discord if you DM me right now. And we can talk more about it there. Bro, are you dating or speaking about? Let me speak about program as you wish. I wanted to speak about the coding, but the people here they just wanted to talk, and I agree with that. So we switched to a QA session. You can do it now. Yeah, sure, but I cannot actually share my screen part. Let me see. Let me show you one of the projects that I'm working on as well. So that will be, I think it's an office learning, and then I have CD white noise app. Yeah, so this app here is an app that I created not so long ago. It's kind of like,
It's kind of like stupid app. Literally, it's a stupid one. I didn't want to use any kind of Redux state management tool or anything management tool. I just wanted actually to use React hooks. Oh, my dog is next to me here, so if you hear. So basically, I just wanted to use nothing outside of React, and I started to actually work on a white noise part. And if you see my helper functions, you will feel so much disappointed because I even didn't want to use anything outside. So I used everything here we built kind of was from scratch. So you will have here, for example, a YouTube embed part where you can embed the link and listen to it as a white noise. I have my layout, very small layout part, Google sign-in part here, for example, just a button that we created together. And also it uses a provider. And if you want to see the provider, I think it's here. No, this is the configuration for Firebase. Yeah, I have some util functions, not here, sorry. I think, yeah, here, for example, I'm getting the assets. This is where I used Python actually to get some of the assets. Yeah, this is the link for some of the assets that I'm using or some of the white noises. And this is the code for them. You just read that file basically and you download HTML. Yeah. Yeah. My LSP is a bit bad with Python, so it just usually it uses TypeScript and JavaScript, so that's why you see a lot of ESLint issues. But yeah, it does the work. So now if you go to assets, you will see here in download folder, there is all the downloadable stuff that we recorded with Python. And then these are white noises for leaves, forests, and stuff. And why I'm building this? I'm building this just because I think that kind of white noises app that exists are apps that are you are paying for. So I don't want anybody to pay for my apps. You just get them for free. You use them and you get them for free. Let me answer the questions now. Yeah, the guy who asked about, yeah man, are you data or speaking about program? I think he said no, good come like that. Yeah. All right, cool. So, all right, Leon is leaving. See you, mate. Are you Indian origin? Now we're going back to the origin part. Please answer him, guys. Yeah, Michael or Mikhail or whatever. I'm trying. I'm friendly here. I'm not mocking you or whatever. I just want to say that we are building stuff and talking or whatever. So we're just hanging out. Please follow. DM me if you want. Also Discord, I'll send it to you. The reason why I always say DM me because I cannot link. Like the live stream studio doesn't let me actually link to put links in the chat. So this is web development. Yeah. Do you think it's valuable to learn Python on top of the web coding like JS? Oof. Yes. I mean, Python makes your life easier. The difference between Python and JavaScript is that Python comes already with the prototypal functions there for you. So when you want to do an array, summon an array, you don't use a reduce or whatever. No, array.sum and you move on. For coding like JS, you need to understand the structure, the web development part, the CSS part, the HTML part, and then you go with JavaScript, and then you understand the event listeners, you understand hooks. If you go with the React, you understand the use effect and blah blah blah, and comes like a million things to understand. But that's why what I say actually usually is just stick to one thing, stick to what you know, and stick to one framework, right? Yeah, I think yeah, Leonard actually made an account on Twitch and now he's following on Twitch. That's good. Are you a freelancer? Yes, I do some freelancing, but not much. I work actually with 2 companies and I'm really happy with that. Yeah. Good. Yeah, thank you, Coco, for sharing your app. I will check it later or maybe prepare some insights for the next live stream. That would be better. What book best explain Java for beginners? I will tell you what a book can explain JavaScript for beginners, but not Java. I'm really not sure about Java. That does sound neat. Yeah, it is. It is. You need both of them. Java is working together. I asked you guys, what do you think of the JavaScript name and where did the name of JavaScript came, right? And why people name JavaScript basically, and what was it named before?
Ace is asking weird questions. I don't understand them, but I think Mikhail asked him the question that I wanted to ask. Are you okay? No, I'm not, he said. Okay, now we're not following this guy. I think he's talking about something different. Yeah. Hackers cost 200 years in the dark web. So do you want me to hack something for you? I mean, I don't do that, sorry. Is it still possible to become a programmer? What do you mean by that? Because AI, right? You can still be a programmer anytime you want. That's the easiest thing you can start with is Python, and then you move forward. Yeah. So I cannot take it as an open source. I will stray most of it, but functionality will be the same. You're talking about your app here. Okay. LiveScript. Learned JavaScript 2 years ago. Any recommendation website for review? Okay. I mean, for review, that's a really good thing. I mean, here I think AI will help you a lot. Wow, now I have this question from Susie saying, did you ever hack? I actually did something cool with hacking, right? Let me tell you that story again. I told it, I think, before. So when I was 14, I think, 2000, when was that? 9? I don't know. I created reverse shells for the first time in my life. And reverse shells at the time was not that popular. And I really learned hacking good. I did a lot of reverse shells. I put them into like exe files, and I share with you, for example, a PDF, and you get hacked. Just I have a prompt, and now I can use the terminal to get back to you and stuff like that. The thing is that I got back to this habit to learn more about these reverse shells and these Trojans. They call them Trojans now for some reason. Is that I wanted to see if I can do it again. So 2023 December, I always actually have free time in December, like around the Christmas part. So I said to myself, okay, can I create a Windows 11 prompt shell that if you click, you can inject, and then you can see the prompt, the CMD prompt for the other guy or not. I did everything that I can. I couldn't do it. And then at that time, I was like, okay, you know what? This is a good challenge. I will not sleep until I do it. I spent like 3 days, for sure I slept, but each time I try something new, I have like a small USB, I try in my other PC and it doesn't work. And I was like, oh my gosh, this never will work again. But the funny part is that when I achieved that, I achieved it. I did the reverse shell that Windows 11 till this day cannot detect, so I can sell that. But at that moment, I just said, okay, I did it. I rested, and I was like, that's it. I mean, I just went to the whole folder where I just did everything, and I just scrolled over everything, and I deleted it. Just because I'm not interested in that anymore. I don't think that it makes any money anymore to actually hack stuff, and you don't need to do it. You just wear the white hat and you'll be good, and that's it. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the question. That actually brought a lot of memories. Yeah. It's worse than R is worse than Python. I don't know R, but I envy people who knows R. I think that R is really good for building apps that are on Windows, basically. And I know a lot of people that build terminals, their own terminals on PC, basically building with R. So many libs, yeah. I'm not at Fiverr or freelance, honestly. I just go like ear to mouth and mouth to ear, kind of, how do they say it, networking like that. And that's it. Yeah, I just, people when they network, I know, they mention me and then they call me, and that's it. Yeah. I don't do freelance anymore, actually. I just do it for the fun. Oh man, don't do that. Don't be hopeless. Don't be in the imposter syndrome part. You will be fine. With AI, to be honest, your knowledge begin. Nice. Thank you, Susie. Good night as well. All right. It's actually time for me as well to finish the live stream. So everybody here, if you actually follow up and you want to join this live stream, I'll do it every day. So you can join me every day and we can build stuff together. That would be really fun, right?
Today we already built stuff, mate. We already built a lot of things. Just one thing, we just did the lead code challenge and then everybody wanted to chat. But it's cool that we are chatting here. Do you prefer Cursor or Copilot? I think I prefer whoever's free. Now Copilot is free, so I prefer it, but Cursor was my go-to. Yeah. Okay, so here actually in this app, we are just doing a white noise thingy, and the last few live streams we worked on this kind of regex part, where I said to myself, if you are actually using my white noises for the app, so this is a React app where you have white noises you can listen to when you want to sleep or focus, and then therefore people came up with the idea that we use our own kind of videos from YouTube that we can store. So I was thinking, yeah, but people can actually get videos from somewhere else. Yeah, I was talking about the videos, maybe Corn somewhere hub, So so I created this regex thingy that checks and throws errors if the URL that you have has an ID of a video that is more than 11 characters, or if you are actually doing it from not YouTube, not a URL that starts with YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, we stopped there, but we will continue this for sure. I like DeepSeek. Yeah, I like DeepSeek a lot actually also. I don't know that one. Actually, Stupido Commento said, what a name. Quick question, does Python not have a batch request promise also you don't have to loop requests? I don't know. I will ask ChatGPT later. And that's when I ask ChatGPT actually. That's it. I mean, your code looks clean. Thank you, mate. I mean, I try, right? I try. It is actually open source. You can go to my GitHub by this username. You can find me, and the project is called White Noise. You can join whenever, yeah. And please follow, join me here. I will be live streaming every day, and we can do it. Thank you, Charbel. Yeah. Anybody can join. Just do a PR, and I will accept it, and we will make this the next app, right? And if it makes profit, I'll share it with everyone. Kokokana, that's a really nice name. All right, guys, thank you a lot. It's already over midnight here. I will just stop the live stream now, but I really enjoyed streaming and talking to you guys, and I will do it again tomorrow, so join in. Everybody joins. I will answer one just question before I go. He said, why to not use error and not use results? Yeah, because I think this component is used, this function is used by another component where I actually attach that into use effect hook, and therefore each time it returns a new error. So therefore I'm just playing. But yeah, I will update that. Thank you for that. I will actually update it better. All right, good night everyone. Thank you a lot for joining. I really will miss you, but tomorrow let's do it. All right, let's talk about design patterns tomorrow. Let's do it, mate. Good night. Good night everyone. See you tomorrow.